Bill, are you still confident that your team can win close games?
Yeah, I mean, I look at things totally differently. I do. You know, maybe it's just me doing it for as long as I've done it, but I was much more alarmed of, it had nothing to do with a close game. Our guys played really hard the last 6 minutes, but I mean, it was a 14-minute period there, up 12 in the second half. Now, I do think it was a combination of several things. One, I thought there was some calls in the game that were huge momentum swinging plays. There was a goaltend that clearly was a goaltend that wasn't called that led to a three-point shot. And then I'm not so sure the 6 free throws like Henderson got on fouls was actually legitimate. And I thought Rosario got into the basket and got hit, and there was no foul. And I thought Murphy taking a charge, no call on Henderson, whereas Rosario, there was just some plays like that. And I'm sure Ole Miss can look at the same thing, and they could probably look at the same thing and say, well, you know, these calls didn't go our way. But I thought some of the calls were huge momentum swings in the game, okay? That being said, I thought we got the shots we wanted. Got to the free throw line, whereas maybe earlier in the year I wasn't totally happy with the, you know, shot selection. So I was more disappointed in our defense. That's what I was more disappointed in the game, was our defense in the second half. Well, I mean, we're excited. You know, this time of year to be able to get in a tournament and be able to play in a tournament, I think is exciting. You know, certainly there's a lot of talk about it once you start hitting February. You know, playing against a team that's leading the country in scoring, so they you know, get up and down the floor. They're a deep basketball team. They cause a lot of turnovers, and certainly we're right now just in the early stages of, you know, finding more and more about their team. But you know, the little bit I've watched, they're very impressive, and they've had a great year. What makes this tournament so unique and so special, in my opinion, is the fact that you're playing a one-game series on a neutral floor, and anything can happen. And you know, if you go back and you look at the months of November and December and just go back and look at some scores, you'll see some upsets, not only at a neutral site, but you'll see teams going in and beating, you know, a BCS or a high major team on their own court. But because it doesn't end their season and there's another game coming after it, there's not the same attention on those games in November and December. So that's what I think makes it so exciting. Now, I always feel like the tournament, you know, is pretty much open when you're dealing with that. You know, certainly last year Kentucky's basketball team was really dominant, and they were clearly the best team. But you know, you still got to go through that journey, and anything can happen in those situations.